Alright, welcome to my keto. I'm going to steal a little bit off my wife because I cook for her a lot. But this is going to be a keto brisket as best as I can make it. And I'm going to go over, this will also be my first brisket. So it'll be my first brisket and my first keto brisket. So it's actually 2 briskets in one. Awesome, isn't it?
Okay.
And I think that was my son that just farted. Anyway, going over this brisket. Rose, if you want to come in here, get a good shot of this.
Yes, I'm walking over.
Yes.
Reasons.
This is the underside. This seems to be a very good cut already, but going off the idea that whatever you don't need, like you don't think it should be there, go ahead and take it off. We're going to go ahead and take off some of this fat, because this is the underside. This isn't the top. This isn't the part that's going to be up with all the fat on. I want to get, I don't know about this pocket here, so we're going to go ahead and give that a little trim. And we'll give this a little bit more here too. Just try to take, because I do have an offset charcoal smoker. And I've never done brisket before, but like I said, my wife has lost a lot of weight and we want to support her. Now they say to take this down to about 1/4 of an inch, so I'm going to take a little bit off of that there. As we try to guesstimate to the best of our abilities what a 1/4 inch of fat looks like without actually, well, apparently there's a lot of fat there. Oop, got a little, there's less than a 1/4 inch there for sure.
Oh no.
Be alright. Doesn't look like there's much trimming to do on this guy. I got this at a local meat market. I mean, I didn't go anywhere special, but I would say that they did a real excellent job on this. Because everything I was seeing to be wary of, I don't appear to have. Now this did sit in the fridge out in the garage for a day, so it's a little cold.
Cold. Yes.
But like I said, you don't want to leave more fat on than you think you can render. And I've done plenty of pork shoulder, but I've never done a brisket. Alright, I think that's about good for the trimmings. Now, for the injection, I have my wife check this out. This is available on Amazon. And this is what we're going to inject this sucker with. And I'm just using a standard injector. Get a lot in that point. I just shot some across the floor.
Oh, that's fun.
I think we're going to have to use the other needle, even though this one's fancier. It's not, it's got all the holes all over it. But it doesn't seem like it's definitely putting more into it. But the problem with it is, besides that, is that I don't think I'll be able to get much more out of the bottle.
Because of the way it's shaped.
Yep. Well, because it...
Because of the way this is.
Yep, so we're going to have to And get a pair of pliers maybe. I can smell that beef marinade. We're gonna put this whole bottle in, jamming it in everywhere we can.
Whoa.
The problem with that needle is it's clogged. As soon as I jammed it in there. Okay. That's not gonna work.
Nope.
Back to the other needle. And
over the sink? Oh. Yeah, over the sink. Sorry, I was not prepared to look at the sink. I was like, back to the meat.
Maybe. I got a better idea. I've done injections too before, but it was always like turkeys with the pre-made thing. Alright, Rose, we can stop filming until you don't need to see me in. Okay, so I'm not advertising for them, except I'm going to say that I'm going to use it because why not? And it's about being keto. But it's Bloker's Meat Market. They're a local meat market, Altoona, Pennsylvania. That's their address. But the ingredients on this, and I don't know the exact ingredients, but it's paprika, salt, garlic, pepper, onion, cayenne, and a little thyme. Which none of that should interfere with the ketoness of this brisket. Like you want to, of course, you want to stay away from the sugars and stuff like that. And words like what do you call it? Onion, or not, crap. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Sometimes called a vegetable. It's yellow.
Corn?
Corn, yeah.
Avoid corn.
Now, whenever I do these seasonings like this, at least for my pulled pork and stuff, one little tip I like to use is one hand for patting the meat, one hand for the spices. Because if you use this hand on this, if you use this hand on the spices, then you're gonna get and then you're gonna put it back in the cabinet, and your wife's gonna yell at you because I get yelled at a lot.
Did you do that?
No, I'm forewarning people in case they do it.
Okay.
I'm telling them what they're in for.
How do you know?
A friend told me. Actually, I'm gonna. You quickly grab me another one of these because I'm gonna have to.
Another tray? I'll be back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Dad flipped it to the second tray because reasons.
Well, I don't want the. As much as I don't mind blood and extra odd juice coming out of it, I don't necessarily need to wash off all the season I just put on the bottom of it. And like I said, this guy is going to go back in the fridge for a good long while, but we're going to get her nice and coated. Ah, you know what I forgot to do? Let's see if I can see it again.
Well, sorry, the tray started to tip. Look at that.
The reason I'm putting these scratches in is so when I start cutting the flat. I know I cut it all the way back to the tip, but that wasn't my point. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, is to so that way whenever I go to cut, and I'm going to use this video for later, I know which way the grain is running, so I know to cut across the grain when this sucker's done until I get back here to the point, and then you cut it in half, then you chop it this way. But we don't have a real big point. This is mostly a flat, which is fine. It seems anyway. But we'll see, because I've never cooked a brisket before. Little keto brisket. Let alone, well, pretty much any beef. I've only really did a little bit of beef ribs. But sometimes you gotta, like, you know, run to walk, so to speak. So we're gonna put this back in the fridge. It's gonna sit pretty much like this overnight and let it all get kind of congealed back up and cold. And tomorrow morning at dark, stupid, early 30, I'm going to wake up while Rose is sleeping, and we're gonna put this on the smoker. Oop. It's really stupid, early 30. Just got the charcoals going in the chimney. I haven't had my coffee yet. See you when I put it on. Alright, you can't really see myself, but there you go. I got the thicker portion to this side. I hope I can see myself in the camera. I'm going to put this towards the firebox. I got an offset charcoal smoker. Here we go. Now to babysit a fire for a couple hours. Checking it about every half hour. I probably won't film again until it's a little more light. Right now it's 3 in the morning. So, time to check on the brisket. For those of you who are eagle-eyed, you'll note that it says 150 here. Well, that is because that gauge is not completely accurate. It's about 100 degrees off. A little less than 100 degrees, so it's probably about 260 to 275 internal. I have a gauge inside which is coated over right now, but I've learned enough that it's 100 degrees. But we're going to see what we're at. It's been about 5 hours. We're up to about 150. So we're going to let this sucker cook for a little longer before we wrap it. Probably at least another hour. Alright. One other thing too, I don't really spritz my meat. What I typically like to do is this, kind of a mop. And all this is a little apple cider vinegar and water. And we just go like this. Oops, just got a little bit much there. Yeah, just mop it on. And we'll let her go. Alright, we're going to try to do this with one hand. Let's see how we do. Ooh, we're a little too hot. We went just a little too far. Oops, sorry, can't see the glare. We're a little hot in the flat. Side to side. Alright, let's get her wrapped. Alright, now to wrap it, we got some peach paper laid out and what I think is going to work. And I'm going to use, to lift it off, 2 spatulas. Should be able to see them there. And in my head, this is going to work. In practice, I don't know. Oh, I have a pan underneath there too, so. Okay, we're failing. We are failing. Ah, something within reach. All right, we're winning. We're winning. Let me go close the lid. Don't want to lose too much heat. Ah, a little bit further. Alright, we're going to set this down here. And move this out of the way. Alright, now we're going to take and we're going to wrap it. How I plan to do it is I tuck some underneath here. Take this side, just fold it up over, like that. Fold this side in. They're definitely too long, but that's better than being too short. Alright, pointy ends this way. That way I know where to stab it. Woohoo! Ta-da! Okay, we're gonna set this guy down. I don't know why there's a drone there.
George.
Yes. Get. Alright, now hopefully this fits. Okay, we're gonna need these for sure. 200 degrees. We're gonna let it rest. Hopefully without making a mess on the floor. Well,
that didn't work.
We'll see if that works or not. Okay. Alright, we've been resting about an hour. I could let it rest longer, but I have starving children to feed. Alright, that's
sure.
not going to work. We're going to see if...
Yeah. I was about to say, and this is how my father burned his hands off.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Hang on. Can you slide, like, the paper trash over? Yeah. Oh, look at that.
The lighting is bad.
Does that help?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're gonna need a new plan.
Meat.
Can you give me like the spatulas? And then when I pick this up, Rose, just into the trash with all the paper.
I'll get that. She's doing the camera.
Okay. Well, however. Okay. Alright.
Thanks, Mom.
Picture for Facebook. Hold on. Alright. Now, if you didn't guess how much this thing lost, it used to barely fit on the tray. But now, since I got my striation cuts, I know I cut my flat this way, across the grain. There's a burn end. Yep, and I definitely did leave a little bit too much fat on it. And I'm probably cutting it wrong too, but once again, first brisket ever. Semi-keto. Well, keto. Because I love my wife. Despite what she's been saying around town. We did save the au juice that Mom is going to turn into gravy or something. But, I mean, I'm definitely cutting this. This knife is not the appropriate knife, but it's alright. But, I mean, yeah, it just falls apart.
You want to try this?
Sure. It is surprisingly a little dry, but don't worry, we got a juice.
It doesn't look dry.
Oh, it's not dry. Maybe that's just how it's supposed to taste.
Yeah, it's sopping.
I hate the outside of the bark, so I don't really know.
You hate the outside of the bark?
No, I ate just like the outside of the bark from the outside, and I was like, I have no idea what the meat tastes like, but the bark tastes really good.
I don't think we're into the point yet. Although it should be. Of course, I could be carving it all retarded too. We gotta be into the point. And the point goes this way. Honey, what's in the au juice? Let's show the au
Nothing.
juice. Nothing? That's just the au juice.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna say win. What do you say?
It's almost like I want to tell her.
Okay.
I say I want to eat it. So yes, it's a win.
Ooh, yeah, look at that smoke ring there. Nice smoke ring. Good, good. Alright. Now on to the next meat that needs carved.